Hi, and welcome to another episode of Cricket Cult Official. It's a very special day today. It's a very special day for all cricket lovers all over the world. It's a very special day for Indian cricket. It's the 7th of July, and Captain Cool is celebrating his 40th birthday today. That's right. Mahendra Singh Dhoni turns 40. And I mean, any amount of words, any video will never do justice to what that man has done for our country. And this is an occasion which me and Luthra, thought that would be brilliant to just talk about the contribution of a man who changed Indian cricket forever. So I'd welcome Siddharth to this recording as well. And Siddharth, how you feel? I mean, any first points you'd like to say, or I mean, just something you'd like to say about MS Dhoni that comes to your mind?
Yeah, as you pointed out, like between that run out in 2004 in his first innings before he could face a ball to that heartbreaking run out in 2019, something really special transpired in a decade and a half, didn't it?
Indian cricket changed forever in those two runouts. You stole my line, but yes, Indian cricket changed forever. And I think those two runouts are always going to be remembered as the beginning and the ending of something which has forever, changed the way we look at the game in India. Both of them were heartbreaking in their own ways, but I think we're okay with what happened in between. So I mean, if we want to start about, uh, there's no real way to start what exactly MS Dhoni meant to this country. But I think the one most important factor that Dhoni brought out was that he imbibed a different kind of image in rural India when it comes to cricket. You had people from every town, every city. I remember we were growing up back then, just looking to emulate MS Dhoni, and the fact that he was from Ranchi and Ranchi was not even on the cricketing map at that point to make it so big. That's what changed the way Indians in rural India or in the lower second tier cities looked at this game. I mean, I can give you a personal example. I mean, I live in a metropolitan city like Pune, but as a 9, 10-year-old, I started drinking 2 liters of milk every day just because MS Dhoni would do that. I still remember my mom wondering where the milk was disappearing in the house, and it was all going in my tummy, thinking that I'm going to be the next MS Dhoni. So that's the impact he had even in the early years when that long hair Dhoni hitting those swashbuckling sixes out of the ground. It just changed the way we perceived the game. And I think that was the first and most dynamic initial impact the man had.
I think I have my promotional reel for the episode, Arav. but but yeah, although like later on Dhoni himself said that that was probably an advertorial gimmick, but yeah, good on you for stealing your mom's milk. But apart from that, like the it's very easy to just concentrate on the only captain to have won all ICC trophies. Some people slam him for his overseas test captaincy, but today it's about celebrating him. It's talking about all the good things. What I am intrigued by in this phenomenon called MS Dhoni is exactly what you spoke about, the true democratization of the sport that you and me both love. We all know, both you and me, we love reading about history of Indian cricket and cricket in general. And I'm sure that you also must be aware of a time in the 70s and the 80s when it was dominated by three states or four states, cities, I mean, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi, right? And look at the teams now. And so therefore Dhoni for me stands, like his cricketing achievements may or may not be matched, but what he stands for, like what he embodies, I think that's way superior than a player that he could ever be.
True. And I strongly see all of us are aware of the trophies he's won. Those are facts. Those facts won't change. But it's what went behind winning those trophies. And we for a very long time celebrated the team with Saurav Ganguly brought about, which was Yuvraj Singh, Irfan Pathan, Mohammad Kaif, Dhoni himself to an extent.
Sehwag,
I think
Harbhajan.
Yeah, all of them. I think Dhoni did something very similar. The team we're actually seeing today, the core of the team, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli, all these guys who even KL Rahul,
Our
R. Ashwin, the core, Ravindra Jadeja, the entire core of the team was actually all people who Dhoni has backed and has actually, kind of given that backing for them to blossom and get to where they are. So entire thing which Ganguly did for us in the beginning of the decade, I think Dhoni has done in the second half. And today we are seeing the dividends of that. When he retired in 2014, one of the statements he made in the team meeting was, I see the core of this team playing for a very long time together. And he was so right, because so many of those players are still around and a part of this team, and we're seeing the dividends they're giving us in Australia. Even Rishabh Pant, for that matter, was literally under Dhoni's mentorship for the first couple of years. I'm not saying that Pant owes it to Dhoni, but I think that played a pivotal role in him also, kind of blossoming and turning into this cricketer that he is. So MS Dhoni is much bigger than just those World Cup wins or those Champions Trophy wins or the 20 World Cup. He is an enigma. He's an enigma who transpired Indian cricket to the next level, and its dividends, you continue to see today. So that's something which is irreplaceable.
What I also feel, again, like, and Arav, I'll leave it up to you to talk about his cricketing achievements. What he also showed that, if you and his favorite word in the English vocabulary was process, if anyone has followed him. But if you basically just look at his career, or his achievements, or just his life in general, even the movie, like, the thing that stands out is that people who were close to him are still very close to him before he became the Dhoni. I mean, we all follow him on Instagram when he's on vacation. He's and that was very true of Sachin also. The core group of friends are those bachpan ka friends. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a
people
very
who,
Cancerian thing, Luthra. He's a Cancerian, so that would play a
yeah.
slight role there.
But Sachin is Taurus. But I'm just saying it's a very great thing, whether it's a Cancerian thing or it's not. But I feel like that means he values human relationships when basically they were formed, and I feel somewhere down the line that helped him in his leadership. You know what I mean? Like, just identifying a talent and backing him to the core. He backed Suresh Raina, and for a while Suresh Raina did well in Test cricket. I mean, he scored a century on his debut in Test cricket, while no one gave him a living chance in hell to become a Test cricketer with his short ball problems. So these type of things, there are so many other examples. Look at how he backed Ravindra Jadeja. Initially, Jadeja struggled with the bat when he came in 2009, but he backed him, and Jadeja is, in my view, a better all-rounder than Ben Stokes today. You look at a Ravichandran Ashwin, he had to eke out or push out a Harbhajan Singh, who's a legend in his own right. But look, if Ashwin is probably one step ahead of Harbhajan now. I mean, there can be a debate, but Ashwin is world class. Similarly, look at what he did with Virat Kohli in the 2014 tour. When Virat Kohli scored 134 runs in 10 innings, he didn't drop him from a test match. Or even before that, when Virat Kohli failed in that 2012 test series, in the first two test matches, he backed him, and then he came good in Perth and Adelaide. Or a Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma had a dismal start to his after the 2017 20 World Cup. He was really inconsistent. Pushing him to open did the same thing, had the same effect that Ganguly had on Sehwag. So I can just go on and on and on about his legacy in Indian cricket.
No, that's very true. And even if you look at it from the franchise cricket point of view, which is the IPL, you don't have a single cricketer who's actually been the core and heart of a franchise the way Dhoni has as a player. I mean, we have Sachin, who's been the mentor and the image of Mumbai Indians since it started, but he played for about 5-6 years. But with Dhoni, barring those 2 years when CSK was suspended, you associate CSK with a player. You don't associate it with the team as such. You say that in a player, and someone who can command that kind of respect from a city which is not even his birth city is just spectacular. And at the end of the day, franchise cricket is a commercial form of cricket. For a franchise to have all its money invested and then back a player to the level that they do with Dhoni despite even in these previous 3 years, CSK barring the 2018 season has not been up to the mark in the last couple of years, but still backing him. That's because of the charisma of the man and the way he carries himself, and what he's done, not just for the team, but also for all those involved ancillarily with the team and just the image of cricket. So some things, can't be measured in facts or in stats. Cricket's never just a game of stats. It's a game of emotions. It's a game of human aspects, I'd say, and no one signifies that better than Dhoni. I mean, if you want to talk about the statistical point of view, the 2011 World Cup, I think it was a perfect tournament India played, barring that one blemish against South Africa and the tied game against England, which I think was good in the initial stage. It's just the way Dhoni managed his resources, despite not being in the best of form himself till the final. Was something very a very gritty man would actually be able to pull off. So hats off to
Arav, I mean, we as I said, we could just go on and on about MSD and his achievements. Um, what do you like? According to you, he's not uh, given credit for his overseas Test match batting, but like how good was that innings in Lords? You know,
he saved the
when he
match.
saved it, one of the best
Yeah.
overseas innings by an batsman. I would have loved for him to score 100 in a Sena country, but you those I would have also loved for him to finish the match in 2019, but you can't have it all, as Navjot Singh Sidhu says. Where will you keep it? But so before we conclude, what is your favorite MSG moment
Uh,
and the reason for it, and then I'll come to mine before we wrap it up.
I think it's a very tough one. A lot of people will go with the conventional last ball six of Kulasekara to win the 2011 World Cup, but I think that's become very cliche. It's hard to there've been so many brilliant moments of MS Dhoni. But for me, my favorite MS Dhoni moment would be the 2007 World Cup, T20 World Cup when they won, because that in a way was the beginning of the MS Dhoni era. And there no one gave India a chance because India came from out of the blue to win that World Cup. All the seniors were rested, and the way Dhoni managed that team, and mind you, there were a couple of players there who people thought should have been the captain instead of Dhoni, Yuvraj and Sehwag, or maybe even Harbhajan. But the way Dhoni led that team, and Dhoni, the captain, kind of emerged from there. So I would it also very closely associates with a childhood memory of mine of watching that World Cup game with my dad, and just mom, dad all together and just sitting and enjoying that game. And I've never heard my dad scream that loud after we won. So it's just something which has sat with me, and that MS Dhoni moment of him lifting the cup will always be my MS Dhoni moment. Also, maybe because he had the long hair, and that's how I'll always remember that first image of Dhoni.
Yeah, he had the long hair, but by that time, unfortunately or fortunately, he had gotten rid of the golden locks. They were all black. But my so as you said, my favorite moment is from the 2011 Cricket World Cup final, but it's not the cliched one, and it's nothing to do with MSD the player. Because as I've harped on throughout the course of this video, that he's special in many other ways, not only a special cricketer, he's a special human being. And I'll give you a small example. So my favorite MS Dhoni moment is when he had Sachin Tendulkar on his briefly on his shoulder, and then Gary Kirsten also. I think he was on Suresh Raina and Virat Kohli's shoulder briefly, or Yusuf Pathan, I don't remember. But he realized, it takes a great man, it takes a big man to realize that this is Paji's moment. Even though he was the man of the match, he was the man of the moment. He was India's captain, who India's World Cup winning captain after 28 long years. But still, to not be overcome by success, and have that emotional intelligence, that the nation, that this is and Gary Kirsten was retiring after that. Like that was his last tournament as India's coach. He realized that it is Paji's moment. It is Kirsten's moment. I am still living the dream. I will be captain for a long time. But it takes a special kind of human being to acknowledge that and not be overcome by emotion and excitement. So for me, that signifies and tells me a lot about Dhoni the man.
Good observation. Well said.
Yeah.
There have been
In
moments
the end,
when
yeah, all like to wish MSD a happy 40th, and may we see 60 and way beyond more.
Yes.
What's
Yes.
Arav?
Definitely. I mean, happy birthday, MS. And I mean, I don't think you'll be watching this, but thank you so much for what you've done for Indian cricket. And thank you so much for what you've done for kids like me who were growing up back then. We really salute you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you guys, and don't forget to follow Cricket Cult Official.